Tracy, a brilliant young woman from a humble background, thought she had found happiness when she reunited with her university sweetheart, Joshua. But on the day their families met, secrets exploded, wounds reopened, and a love story turned into a storm of betrayal, forgiveness, and faith. This is a unique test of love, pain, and the power of second chances. A true life story you wouldn't want to miss out. My name is Tracy Otumba. I'm a young, smart, and beautiful young lady from a small town in Nigeria. People love me because I'm respectful and hardworking. After graduating from one of the best universities in the country, I joined the real estate world and quickly became one of the rising stars. Life wasn't always easy. My mom, Mrs. Gloria Otumba, raised me and my two younger siblings all by herself after my father passed away. She sold fabrics in the market to make ends meet. Even though things were rough, she made sure we had food, love, and education. After NYC, I came back home to find my mom crying in the living room. "Mommy, what's wrong? Why are you crying?" She couldn't say a word, just tears. I panicked and ran outside to call her best friend, Mrs. Adewale. "Auntie, please, come quickly. Something is wrong with my mom. She won't stop crying." Mrs. Adewale joined me inside. When she saw my mom broke down even more, crying and calling my late dad's name. I got so scared. Was it my siblings? Had something bad happened to them? I cried myself to sleep that night. When I woke up, Mrs. Adewale was still there. I woke up to her. "Auntie, please, what happened?" Mrs. Adewale sat me down. "Tracy, the plaza where your mom's shop was, someone bought it and demolished everything. They didn't even give her time to pack her things. All her goods worth millions of naira, all gone." I looked at Mrs. Adewale in surprise. "What? Who would do such a thing?" Before she could answer, my mom came out of the room, looking very tired. She said, "We don't know who bought it yet, but all the traders are planning to sue them." I ran to my mom and hugged her tightly. "Don't worry, mommy. I will find a job and take care of you and my siblings." 3 months later, I got a job interview invitation from a big real estate firm in the city. I called my close friend, Ifeoluwa, who lived there, and told her I was coming to stay for a while. On the day of the interview, I walked in, and guess who I saw? Joshua, my boyfriend from university. He looked at me and screamed my name. "Tracy Otumba, is this you? Is this really you?" I turned to look at who was calling me. Joshua. Oh my God. His eyes like a puppy, a cute puppy. We hugged and laughed like old times. "I looked everywhere for you after school, but no one had your number." I told him I had lost my phone after graduation and I didn't recover my contacts. "I can't believe I'm seeing you again. Joshua." His secretary walked in. "Sir, The other candidates are waiting. Tell them the position has been filled. I have found the right person. Just like that, I got the job. Later that evening, I went home. I saw Ifeoluwa sitting at the couch. I ran to her. Ife, you won't believe who I saw today. She turned to me. Who? Wizkid or Charlie Poppy? Ifeoluwa Obilade. Please, I went for an interview, not a music concert. She turned to me and said, okay. So who did you see? I told her I saw Joshua, my boyfriend from school. She looked at me in surprise. Wait, Joshua? That fine guy? Are you serious? I told her yes, so you should see him now. Rich, handsome, and even more charming. My phone rang. It was my mom. I couldn't wait to share the good news with her. Mommy, I got the job. She was so happy, but also told me that they have lost the case. No compensation was given to them for the destroyed goods. I told her not to worry, that I will take care of everything now. I started my job and things moved fast. Joshua took me out for lunch on my first day at work. He also dropped me off after work and we started getting close again. In a few months, we were back in love. One night, I heard music playing outside. Ife thought I was the one playing the music. Then we had, Tracy, I love you. I can't live without you. You complete me. We both rushed out. There was Joshua on one knee with a diamond ring, balloons everywhere, and friends and family, neighbors cheering for him. He went ahead to say, Tracy Chiamaka Otumba, will you marry me and make me the happiest man alive? I was shocked and surprised. I didn't see it coming. Then I smiled and said, yes, I will marry you. A month later, Joshua and his family came to our house for a proper introduction. Everything was going smoothly until my mom walked in and saw Joshua's father. She froze and dropped the collar knot she was holding. Chief Duru stood up, looked at my mom. Mrs. Otumba, you? What are you doing here? My mom looked at him. You wicked man, murderer, get out of my house. Everyone was surprised, shocked. I ran in, confused. Joshua's father stormed out, shouting, Joshua, let's go. You are not marrying from this family. My mom started crying. At their house, Joshua confronted his father. Dad, what's going on? Chief Duru kept quiet. He kept asking, Dad, what happened? Why did Mrs. Otumba call you a murderer? Chief Duru looked at Joshua. Keep quiet, Joshua. Joshua turned to his mom. Mom, please, talk to Dad. What is happening? She was just as confused as Joshua. Back in my house, I asked my mom, Mom, why did you call him a murderer? She didn't answer. She just went to bed. Mrs. Adewale told me to give her some time. 6 months later, I didn't hear from Joshua. He stopped coming to work. I missed him badly, but I focused on my job and kept growing. One day, I visited my mom and I begged her to tell me the truth. She finally opened up. She called me to the sitting room and sat me down. My daughter, after you were born, your dad and Chief Duru were close friends. They even did business together. But when your father's company ran into trouble, he asked Chief Duru for help. But instead, Chief Duru bought up most of the shares, changed the company's name, and kicked your dad out. When your father confronted him, they fought. In the heat of the moment, Chief Duru shot him. He said it was in self-defense and walked free. That man ruined our lives, Tracy. He is the same one who destroyed my shop. I was so angry, bitter, and full of rage. Why didn't you tell me this earlier, Mom? My mommy looked at me in tears. I didn't know, Tracy. I didn't know he was the one that bought the shop until I saw him at the courtroom. One day, I ran into Joshua at a supermarket. We locked eyes. It was awkward, but we went to a nearby lounge to talk. He looked at me. In a trembling lips, he said, "Tracy, I am sorry. I was a coward. My mom told me everything. I didn't know how to face you." I looked at him. "So, what now?" "I still love you, Tracy, but I don't know how to fix this." I turned to him and said, "Then be a man and talk to your parents. Apologize to my mom. She's the one you should be begging, not me." Joshua looked depressed. That night, I saw my mom at the dining table, lost in thought. I joined her. We talked a little, but I could tell something was heavy on her mind. Meanwhile, Joshua got home and walked past his parents without a word. His mom followed him to his room, asking what was wrong, but he didn't respond. He locked himself in the bedroom. Later, he tried calling me, but I didn't pick up. He called many times. I didn't respond. The next morning, his mom found him unconscious, bleeding from a cut. He had passed out after drinking too much. They rushed him to a nearby hospital. The doctor said he's lost a lot of blood and needed a transfusion immediately. Chief Duru looked at the doctor and asked the doctor to take his blood and save his son. But the doctor ran tests. Neither him nor his wife were a match. Joshua's blood type was very rare. In the heat of the moment, Chief Duru now remembered something. He said, Patrick once told me his child had a rare blood type, the Otumbas." Mrs. Duru looked at him. "Then let's go, Chief. Please, save my son, Chief. Please, let's go to their house." She begged Chief Duru, holding his hands. Chief Duru looked at his son, lying helplessly on the hospital bed, and finally agreed to her plea. They came to our house. I opened the door. When my mom saw them, she froze again, but this time They came with tears. Mrs. Duru went down on her knees immediately. Please, forgive me. Forgive my family for everything we've done to you. My mommy looked at her, shook her head. Chief Duru walked to my mommy's direction. I am sorry. I am deeply sorry. I didn't mean to shoot Patrick. It was an accident. I didn't know what came over me. Please, forgive me. My mom burst into tears, calling my dad's name again, crying her heart out. They were still there on their knees. I noticed Joshua was not with them. I asked, "Where is Joshua?" Mrs. Duru looked at me in tears. At the hospital. He is dying. I looked at Mrs. Duru in shock. I asked, "What happened? Is he okay?" Mrs. Duru now told me everything that happened. I looked at my mom, seeking for a permission before I could go. My mom looked at me and signed. All she could do was nod her head twice. I rushed to the hospital. My blood was tested immediately I got to the hospital, and it was a match. Hours later, after the transfusion has been made, Joshua woke up and was shocked to see me beside him on the next bed. He looked at me in tears, turned his face to the other side to see his parents. Chief Duru walked in. "Son, I am deeply sorry. Tracy, please forgive me. Thank you for saving my son." Weeks later, at the company, Joshua and his dad called an emergency board meeting. I was asked to join them for the meeting. I was confused. I wasn't a board member, so I reluctantly attended. Immediately I entered the meeting room. Chief Duru stood up, stretched out his hand towards me, moving towards my direction, and said, "I'm stepping down as the CEO. I'm handing over to Tracy Otumba." I was shocked. Everyone clapped. With a wild eye, I burst into tears. Joshua walked up to me. "Congratulations, my pumpkin. It's your time." I hugged him and whispered, "I love you so much." Family history matters. It's important to know the full background of a person or family before making lifelong commitments. Greed destroys relationships. Chief Duru's love for money cost him his best friend and nearly destroyed his son's happiness. Communication is powerful. If Tracy's mother had shared the story earlier, some pain could have been avoided. Love is not always enough. Sometimes external forces challenges love. True love takes courage, sacrifice, and responsibility to survive. Truth always comes out. Even secrets buried for decades will eventually surface. It's better to deal with pain earlier than delay it. Forgiveness is hard, but healing. Tracy and Joshua now face the tough choice: hold on to the past or find a way to move forward. True leadership is about making things right. Stepping down and lifting someone else up, like Chief Duru did, is a sign of growth and honor. Parents' choices affect their children. What we do today can shape or scar the future of those we love the most. Thank you everyone for listening to my story. Please like, comment, and share this story. And if you're new to my channel, please click on the subscription button and subscribe. See you next time until I come your way again. Bye.